Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Fresco, Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, motherfucking King of the North, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, the First Men, and the Andals. You can follow me on Instagram at Fresco Fame and on Twitter at Fresco Been Famous. That's me, I am famous. You dig?
And it's your boy Flaw 700, a.k.a. Flaw Claw Van Dam, a.k.a. Flaw Cigar, a.k.a. your boy Dump Some Goy.
Sucky, hooky, hock,
Saki Sue,
you sock it to me, I sock it to you.
And we are the Podcast Brothers, and this is episode 134, I think. Is it 134?
Yes, 134
134, live from Starbucks downtown Trenton in this crazy weather. It was raining, it's sunny.
It's sunny now. It's probably going to pour down rain by the time we get ready to leave here.
Facts. So we don't know what's going on, but it's still beautiful. Outside is beautiful in the mind. And yeah, the Podcast Brothers, man. Episode 134. Still climbing, still doing what we doing. We still here. Almost 3 years since we started doing this. In
man.
June. Like, it's about to be May.
2
we
months.
started in June.
It'll be the first on Wednesday.
Yeah. For your listening treats, we have no guest today. We're going to have an episode with just the brothers.
Old school style.
But we also got little Jason in the building, man. We got little King Jason
in the building.
Yeah, man.
Decided to bring him through the day.
Shout out
Sitting
to
here
Jace.
scarfing down some pretzels. He got the headphones on as if he's attending. Got his tablet. He just took the headphones off. You don't want them? Here, give them to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Play with your Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Right there.
So we just gonna have this episode. We're gonna spend some time getting to know the Podcast Brothers and what we've been up to for the first 5 months of the year. Because believe it or not, May is right around the corner. What's it, the 28th? Excuse me. By the time this episode drops, it'll be April 29th. But May is still right here.
Yep.
And that's what we want to do. But we still want to start our episode off with how our weeks went. So, Fresco, you want to start it off?
Yeah. My week was cool. Knocked out the 40 hours at work. You know what I'm saying? The weather, like you said, has been real off and on lately. It's rainy, then it's windy, then it's sunny, and it's back windy and rainy again. So, just working with the elements of the weather that Mother Nature throwing out there. But yesterday I decided to take my kid to the aquarium just to have a little fun afternoon out. And he was terrified of each and every single exhibit that I tried to show him. The penguins, the fucking birds, everything, fish. It didn't matter what it was. Sharks, all of that. He didn't want to go nowhere near. What? Yeah, I'm talking about you. Huh? Nah. I gotta tell him because this is what you did. That's what you did. You were scared the whole time. Yep, I know. So other than that, it was a cool week. I saw Endgame. Yes. Not going to say nothing about it because I know
no spoilers.
It's Sunday. You know what I'm saying? It just came out Thursday night, so it's still a good portion of people that probably have not seen it. But you got until tonight, though, motherfucker. You can't have a movie of this magnitude come out 4 days ago and this motherfucker talk about something. Don't spoil it. Nah. Now you pushing it.
Yeah,
4 days is a bit much. You pushing it. Now, everybody at this point, the majority of us done seen it. And here your ass go, and the 2% of people that hadn't thought was something, don't spoil it for me. You fucked up. You fucked up, straight up. So yeah. So you got 24 more hours, nigga, and that's it. But it was a fire-ass movie.
True indeed. My week, you ask? Well, yeah, I went to saw Avengers Endgame as well.
You went to go see it on Friday or Thursday?
Thursday. Remember, I went after you. You went 8 o'clock at night?
Yeah, that's right.
My movie was like at 11:30.
I don't know why the hell y'all went to that long-ass movie so late.
Oh, I went by myself.
I mean, I know a couple of people who did. I mean, y'all in general.
Oh, I didn't think that I would make it, but I actually did a podcast with BJ. So shout out to BJ. Shout out to BJ. That podcast, we did it around like 9ish. So I actually had like prior engagements that I wanted to do. I was supposed to have went to this event in Burlington for creators, but the highway was crazy. Like there was just people, they was blocking the highway. So, and then it was just like 50 minutes away. And I got to get over that travel thing. Like I hate driving like for an hour and it's just like, I
don't really fuck with that neither.
I don't know if I want to do all of that. But I do want to start getting out and mixing and mingling with other creators, man. So we can definitely expand more than we've already expanded, like the city of Trenton, just kind of like what Q did, you know, with the
shout out to Q,
the Pink Trap event, man. It's like sometimes you got to go out of your comfort zone, out of your city, and do your thing, man. So I would have definitely loved to have joined the creators that day, but it didn't work out that way. I'm still doing my business, the Pod Express.
Pod Express out here, choo choo, motherfucker.
After we finish recording this podcast, I'm heading over to my guy crib. He'll be recording his podcast, his first one. I'm excited for him. Tomorrow, Monday. Well, by the time you hear this, it'll be Monday. We record the Mama Yoga podcast, and I got something set up for Tuesday. So business is booming, man. Like, so if you want to start a podcast and you don't have the equipment or don't know how to use the equipment, or you just need some assistance, holla at ya. So I spent my Saturday not only with my kids, but multitasking because I wanted to watch some battle rap. The big Cassidy battle happened Saturday against Goods. Cassidy versus Goods. And Cassidy, the rapper Cassidy, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, home. Yeah. I heard
he was trash. I thought they was talking about another Cassidy.
My God.
That shit was garbage.
He has been on this campaign about how he's 5,001-0. He's never lost and how he gonna smoke Goods. His first round was fire. But when it got to that second round, it was just like cringe-worthy. And it was just like, let me turn this off because I'm not really
You really turned that shit off?
Yeah, it was like, let me watch this later when I'm not really, you know what I mean? Because I hate to see people get booed. They started the boo cast, and it was just like,
I mean, if that shit was trash, it was boo-worthy. That shit was boo-worthy.
I hate that. You know what I mean? Because this is it's tough, man.
I know what you mean, but fuck that. I would have booed his ass too if it was garbage. You up here talking with some of you 5,000-0 and shit.
5,001-0.
Man, shut up.
Don't forget that one.
5,001-0.
Yeah, so that was my week, man. Just continue. I'm still listening to my audiobook, still doing my thing. I'm working, grinding. So it is what it is.
I never seen somebody's music trajectory quite like Cassidy's before.
What you mean?
And to see where he's at now is like, wow. For it to end up here, it's like, wow.
Well, that's what the battle rappers were saying. It's like, okay, you was with Swiss Beats, you got gold albums, and now you back to battle rap.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just a reflection of you don't have no money. So let me go back and get some easy money.
And it ain't as easy as was, huh?
Well, I mean, he lost, but obviously he got paid 6 figures, allegedly. So, I mean, if I can go make 100,000, I don't know how much he made. I know he was asking for like 200-something thousand. But if I can make a minimum of 100,000 to rap for 15 minutes,
his name still demand that type of yield, even with that lackluster performance.
Well, the venue was the biggest venue that they ever performed in, and it sold out. So the people spoke. So if I'm bringing in the bread, I'll give it to you.
Sounds like the people wasted their money.
Yeah, we did.
That's what it sounds like.
That was $50 down the drain that I wish I had bought Mortal Kombat 11 instead of purchasing that pay-per-view. At least I'd still be able to enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like Mortal Kombat 11 just came out. It looked fire. And I chose battle rap.
Listen, I'm not mad at the battle rap scene or any scene for monopolizing they stage or they performance and getting that bread. But come on, man. Don't be charging niggas bread and you just going to perform like some shit. You out here demanding all that. Oh, I need 300,000. I need 400,000, man. You sell out of the house and you fucking perform like shit. Like,
well, let me tell you something. That is my last time purchasing a battle rap pay-per-view. Not happening no more, especially for the 50. I could be doing something else on my time.
That shit gonna be on YouTube in like 3 days.
Nah, months. But it will be on YouTube eventually. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I can wait.
Yeah. Next time, I'm waiting. No more money from me. Trust and believe that there is not a battle that's going to happen that's going to make me dish out $50 and then you sit there. Like the joint started at 2:00. It didn't end till like almost close to midnight. Like the event is too long, man.
It started at 10 and it almost ain't go off till midnight.
No, it started at 2, and then with the unprofessionalism of the people throwing it. You know, they started like 4:30. No, how you say it starts at 2:00, but you start at 4:30?
Yeah.
But anyways, Avengers, and we're not here to spoil nothing. But
yes, we are.
We're here to talk about the spoilers.
What is it with you niggas?
You and I saw it on Thursday, but we also know that the movie really doesn't come out till like Friday, and you got to give people at least a weekend to see the movie.
Right.
I'm scrolling Facebook and just random guy. I don't think I know him. I might be in one of the groups he's in. So the group post it's on my regular feed. And obviously he's watching the bootleg off the Fire Stick or whatever he's watching it on, and he shows the ending of the movie. And
did you delete this guy immediately?
Blocked.
ASAP.
But he ruined it for me, even though I kind of knew what was going to happen, how it was supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. But still, I didn't understand why you would just do that. The second time came where I'm scrolling and another scene popped up, blocked him. So I got to thinking, I got to digging. It's just like, what's up with y'all and why would y'all do that? So I went to one of the posts and the guy was just like, there was a few people like, yo, delete this. Yo, you trash. Yo, why you do that?
Right.
His reply was, fuck y'all Marvel fans. Really? Like that was his reply. Fuck y'all Marvel fans. Y'all should have been seen it already. And keep in mind,
it came out tonight.
It can't. Right. But that's their thing. It's just like
it's just ignorance, man. It's just some rotten apples in a bunch that just hate to see a bunch of people enjoying something.
People don't want to see people happy,
right? Like, yo, if it sucks, man, because it's just like people intentionally try to destroy what a bunch of people collectively like.
Yeah,
it's just like with Game of Thrones. It's like I find like 2 or 3 motherfuckers every day who like make it their business. Like, I'm a part of the 1% who doesn't watch Game of Thrones. Like, shut the fuck up. You don't care. Like it's like if you don't like what's popular, you want to announce it to make yourself feel like you're cooler than everybody else. I don't know. Stop it. Come on, boy. You like make yourself cooler than everybody else. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Me neither. So
same with leaking the movies too. It's like you want to be able to say you saw it first. Like,
it was kind of like, I got the Jordans now. It's like whatever. Right. Like we have that I'm first mentality. You ever go to a post on YouTube or something, or a comment post that's been real popular, and they don't write what they think of the video. They write first comment.
Right.
Fam, you ran to the comments, didn't watch the video. You just want to write first. So
fuck does that mean?
What does that even mean?
What does that have to do with the material of the video?
Because from what I see on YouTube, the comment with the most intriguing reply or answer will get the traction.
Right.
You'll write first, but we'll get nothing for it. But somebody will give their opinion on what they wrote, and it turns into a full-fledged conversation. Right. Wouldn't you want that instead of first?
I don't know what did you win? What is the prize for you having the first comment? You should have had the first intellectual comment.
Right. That's
not just the first comment. By commenting, you've commented first.
So
that's dumb.
I just thought it was just wild, corny. And me personally, I like to go to the mental health situation. I don't know. I just think something has to be a little off with you to just want to voluntarily just want to ruin people's day for no reason. And I think that's what people on social media tend to do. Not all, but I mean, to leak it. And I think it got leaked either Thursday morning or Wednesday
night.
But think about it. They had the world premiere and people watched it before the premiere. So it was already out. So somebody must have snuck their little camcorder in the movie theater.
Right.
Recorded it. But that's cool. If you want to watch it bootleg, that's on you. But why?
Don't ruin it for us, my nigga. I'm glad I ain't see it. I'd have been mad as hell. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see it till I saw it, but for the fact that somebody intentionally ruins it, it was the same thing for Power when Raina got killed. Like, motherfuckers was leaking.
Yeah.
Like, yo, like, why is the niggas leaking? We're all gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, just
is going to air.
If you watch Raina die, that's cool. But just be like, yo, Raina died. Fam, you know we can't watch it.
I don't know, man.
That was back when like the last 4 episodes got leaked, a season 4 or something like that.
Right.
And they just was like, yo, Raina died. Like, fam.
I don't know, man.
I will never understand
I don't get it.
That train
I like
of thinking.
Like one of the best things about watching your favorite movies or TV shows is the suspense factor.
Yeah.
If you take that away from me, it's not as enjoyable.
Right.
There's no suspense. I know what the fuck is happening. I'm watching it just waiting for the scene to come up that I fucking happen to run into because of your pussy ass fucking comment on your post.
I still enjoyed Avengers. I did. It's a great movie. Go see it. I don't know if we'll be able to not spoil it for you next week because we want to talk about this.
Oh, next week you asked out. That's just a fact.
But at least that's a week in. We talking about people spoiling it before it actually officially
came
drops.
out. Yeah, but this time next week, if you ain't seen it, you asked out. And that's a fact, Jack. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
that might be the leading candidate for the name of the episode.
Yeah.
That's a fact, Jack.
That's a fact right there.
Now, like my baby being 2 months old, I wish I could remember.
When you was 2 months old?
Yeah. Because that is the most innocent, precious time, and you're pampered. Like, you don't have to do anything.
I think we don't remember that time period of life because so much shit happens since that time.
I think they said you really don't start remembering until you like 4.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I might remember.
I don't remember 4 neither. I don't remember shit.
But I think that I might remember. I don't remember, like, you don't remember your first birthday? That's crazy.
I remember glimpses in time. I don't know what year it was or how old I was, but I remember certain events. And it might piece it together to be, you know what I'm saying, like a particular time, but I don't know.
I think that's wild that your parents go through so much. Not all parents, but your parents go through so much for your first birthday, and you won't ever remember that unless they got video or pictures.
Pictures, yeah.
We make these moments for these kids, and they'll never remember it. So basically, these moments are for us. Anything you do for your kid, you the big two? We gonna go all out.
I mean, yeah, it's just memories, though. You know what I'm saying?
For you. See, we're talking about remembering and memories.
But if you hold on, if you do have things like the pictures and the video or whatever like that, then that's going to last. And you can show it to the kid when they get older, whatever, have it in a scrapbook, whatever. And that should be easier to hold on to that stuff now anyway, because you ain't really got to do much but put it on the cloud. And as long as you stay with whoever your iPhone or whatever.
I was just about to get into that. I really like the way grandmoms and them do it. I like the actual photos with the book.
The scrapbook.
I would want to print out, and that's what I'm going to do. You know, I'm going to make that happen. I want to print out all the pictures and make a book. And
you can go right to CVS or Walgreens and do that.
Because I remember going over to Mama Jean's house and opening that book.
Yeah, I do that shit every time. Right. Every time I go over there, I look at that book.
I think that's more classic than keeping them on your phone and then something happening. Because we've seen, like, you've recorded something in 2008. And then try to watch it now. It look like trash.
It look dumb.
It look dumb. Like the picture don't look all that good.
All grainy and shit.
So now, if I print something out now, it's going to be in its best quality.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it's
but you gotta keep it up too, because the picture will get old after a while as well.
No, you keep it in the plastic.
It still get old.
If you want it, don't take no picture out, because you know when you go look at that book,
niggas always going to take the picture
always want to take.
Hold on, man, I can't even see. I'm older than the light. Fuck around and rip it and shit.
Don't take the picture out.
I might have ripped one or two of grandma pictures accidentally.
Because I regret because I was stupid. My daughter, my oldest daughter, was born in 2003. Now back then, what people don't know is, back then we were like in the midst
2003.
of
2003.
We were. I don't know if camera phones was out.
It was getting ready. I think Boost was on the market. Boost was the hottest phone at the time.
I remember Sprint had the connecting camera. You had to connect the camera. You had to connect the camera to you. It was trash. But anyways,
trash.
I remember when my daughter was born, I took a camcorder into. So all of my daughters, all of my daughter's memories were on a tape.
You still got it?
No.
That's why you asking.
And that's what I'm getting at.
Uh-huh.
I'm lucky that I have a picture of me and my daughter together when we was at a family reunion to get together, and I was holding
Mercer
her.
County Park. I remember that.
So I'm happy to have that. But if it wasn't for that, I would have no pictures of my daughter. So I'm just like, all these pictures that I have now of my two youngest, my 4-year-old and my 2-month-old, I need to find a way to reserve all of these pictures.
Right. All of my pictures of my son was definitely born in the digital era. So all of my pictures of him are on the cloud.
Yeah.
Like since birth. I can literally go back to, I can type in like fucking January 2017 and it's like all week old, 2-week-old pictures of him from, going forward. I like it.
Yeah, but don't, and I think that's really dope. Because I can look back at my son's, my 4-year-old's birth. I can look back from the time that, when he was born up until now, and my daughter. I just can't do that for my older two, really. Like, I have pictures of them, me holding them, but there's a
lot of space in between.
So much space. Mm-hmm. It goes from you're a newborn, you're like 2 minutes old to, now you're 17. Like, where's the
what the fuck happened between? Seen one picture, he was 2. Seen the next man, he was 22.
And that might be tough for them when you go through the photo book of memories and they're not in there, but it is what it is.
I've only seen one baby picture of myself my whole life. Just one.
I've been lucky.
The same picture.
Yeah, I've had that one baby picture where I look like a little slave baby with the little heart, with the little sweater.
Yeah, with the little slave master sweater.
Yeah. But I guess that was
you look like one of those kids off of what was that movie with the little dolls running around? Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood.
Yeah, you look like one of them niggas.
I definitely look like I was.
That's fucking
yes, sir, boss.
Yes, sir, boss. I'll shine your shoes up for you real good, boss.
Yeah, that definitely was that. So I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to attempt. Not, you know what? My book told me don't make no attempts.
You got to do it.
You got to do it. What I'm going to do is print all these pictures out and put them in an album book, and it will be one of my prized possessions. So no matter where I move, no matter what I do, that book will travel with me. So when it's time to spend family time together, we can pull out the book and be like, "Hey, remember this?
Look how ugly you was when you was like 7."
You can't really do that with the phone though. Like, yo, here go the phone, flick that. It's something different with a book, and
it is something different.
Y'all just sharing the memories like that. I think so.
My son will gather around the phone like people do the book, though. Like, if I took a picture of him earlier, the first thing he did was he went and pulled my hand down. Like, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Let me see that.
Yep.
Don't post that, Pops.
Yep. He'll scroll. He'll flick through them and take a look at what's there.
But you know how old school do. Like, you might think that this is about cell phones, but when you come to my crib, we're going to sit on this couch and we're going to go through the folder. I can't wait for that. Let me see. Let's see if I got this right.
Sweet.
I'm gonna do that one more time.
Whoa, whoa,
I want to talk about the Democratic presidential race.
All 48 of them?
Yeah, it's a bunch of them. I want to break down what these candidates have to offer, and I want to talk about which ones we like, but which ones we think will prevail. Elizabeth Warren. She has a $640 billion student loan debt forgiveness plan. Basically, $640 billion wipe out everybody's student loan. Sounds good to people with student loans and they in debt. I get it. Sounds great. Andrew Yang wants to give Americans $1,000 a month.
Shout out to Andrew Lang.
Bernie Sanders wants minimum wage to raise to $15, and he wants free health care for all.
Shout out to Burn.
I'm going to butcher this lady's name. Please forgive me. Moraine Williamson, I think that's her name, wants the U.S. to pay up to $100 billion in reparation for slavery. And after I sent you this list, Joe Biden joined the presidential race, and I don't know what his promises are, but he's Obama's old vice president. He's our former vice president. He was in there for 8 years. People like Joe Biden. So I guess Joe Biden is just going to get a lot of votes and things just because he's Joe Biden.
Right.
But with that being said, man, which Democrat candidate
if Shorty that go I'm sorry, I ain't gonna disrespect by calling her Shorty. What's the name? Miss Williamson?
Yes, just call her Miss Williamson. Yeah,
Miss Williamson. If she gets, how much would it be for each person? Stop. How much would it be for each person if Americans get $100 billion for reparations for slavery?
Well, that's the thing. Where would it go?
Right. Like,
how do you split that up?
I don't know.
Is $100 billion enough?
Right. Is it $100 billion over this motherfucker? We gonna get $1?
I think that. Well, yeah, it's definitely not 100 billion black people in the United States, but I don't think that it should go per person. It should go like per family. I think that you could split it up easily that way. Like, for example, like when our great grandma died, our great grandma died. She was a Womack, and that Womack family is from Virginia, I believe, somewhere down south, and that was like the slave master's name. So it should go from that Womack family and pass down. So depending on how many names it is,
hell no, man. It's like 100 million Womacks at this motherfucker. But it's gonna get $17.
All right, but what's the difference between doing it like that and just giving everybody $17?
Let me go and get that $1,000, man. That person talking about. Let me just go and get
that
mine
just
straight
more
up.
Sense, right? Like, you know what?
Get $1,000 off top, bro.
Forget that reparation. That's just too hard.
It's too much math. Too many family names. Fuck that.
But what about $100 billion to build up the black community? What if we don't get it? What if we don't get the money, but we get it for our community? Like we get to banks or land.
I'm not too thrilled about that idea unless they got the right people running it, because it'll turn into a shit show after a while. So yeah, that's cool if they do that. I'm not opposed to the idea, but as long as the right administrative figures are in place, that's more important than it actually being in the neighborhood itself.
That's true, because it's been proven that you can blow $100 billion. Like making bad choices. So that's why I'm just on some $100 billion. Like that's that 40 acres in the mule that we was all waiting for that we never got. But what if? Listen, the government is so crazy. They the type to actually give us $100 billion because they know we'll blow it, or they'll know we'll just spend it on government. Yeah. They'll know we'll put it back into the economy, which is why I don't know why they just don't throw us no cash. You know what we're going to do? Shop. American products.
Yep.
Your business is going to blow up because now we have money to buy stuff.
I'm coming through with that new Chrysler. Feel me? Rome.
So yeah, I would definitely mess with $1,000 a month just because it just makes sense.
Oh, it's $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month. What you thought?
I thought it was $1,000. Oh hell yeah,
$1,000 a month.
Oh yeah, $1,000 a month. I'm
for
good.
Everybody,
and I'm still going to work.
But we got to learn to live within our means. People too can blow $1,000.
Hell yeah,
you can blow 1,000 just because. Oh, I got an extra 1,000. I'm going to lease that car.
I mean, the first 2 months, yeah, that's gone. You got
to treat yourself first. Like, you know what?
The first 2 months, yeah, you can count. You can kiss that 2 G's goodbye.
I've been down too long.
You know what? I had my eye on this little thing for a minute.
The first few thousand, I'm going on trips.
Yeah,
I'm not saving a thing.
First couple of thousand, that's a wrap. It's going down.
I'm blowing
but after that, then I'm like, all right, I done been through. I done got all the latest J's. I done went on
I was just about to say that
on a couple of flights.
You got the latest J's and you got the Jordan Jumpman sweatsuit. Like you got everything from head to toe.
You got the headband.
You got the headband. You got on a nice little new sweatsuit.
Nah, yeah, but $1,000 a month is way. But I thought it was just 1,000 per.
No, you get 1,000 a month.
It's 1,000 a month. Yeah, it's going down.
Listen, credit is paid off.
Yep.
Like I would still live within my.
And I want my 1,000 on the first every month. Don't play with me, cuz.
Like I would still live, but see, not everybody's gonna do that. But I would still live within my means of what I can afford with my job. But you know what it's like if I could just pocket that $1,000.
How many of y'all going to quit your job? If you get more from this check than you do at your job, then does it make sense to still stay?
If you don't make more than $1,000 a month, you don't need to be the head of no household. I'm saying.
I'm just saying. Just if you are the head of household or not, this is for your own financial gain or benefit. If the money you're getting on a monthly basis is more than what you're working,
no. If you don't make more than $1,000 a month after taxes, let's say that after taxes or even before taxes, and you get an extra $1,000,
you got to be a teenager.
You should be a kid who wants to focus on schoolwork. Like my son, he recently quit his job. Well, first off, I think you got to be over 18 to get this. You can't just give anybody $1,000.
Right.
You got to, but let's just go with my son who's 17, who just quit his job because he wanted to focus on school and
that's perfect money for him.
Things like that. Right. $1,000 a month is perfect for him because all he wants is sneakers, clothes, money to hang out.
And junk.
You want to be able to get your first car. It's good for that. But if you are an adult with responsibilities, you better add that 1,000 to whatever you're making.
Right.
To me. So let's say if the $1,000 a month passes, please don't quit your job, people.
Don't do it.
like we just discussed. The first few months, we going to ball out. We going to party with that. That's just what we do. Listen, we've been down so long, we owe ourselves something. I'm sorry if the first thing we do with our money is not put it in the bank, which what we should, or save or do something with it. But man, we've been hungry, starving.
And it's coming back next month. It's coming back next month.
Well,
it ain't like I got this $1,000 because I work overtime next week and I'm spending it crazy. And now I'm just gonna have this regular ass 40 hours next week. But I'm spending him. No, that's just bad management of money and poor budgeting.
I do know this: if you have a job that has voluntary overtime, that's done.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to come in Saturday? Nope.
Hell no.
Why? I got an extra Hell in the bank coming in the mail soon.
I'm saying no without that extra 1,000 coming in. It's Saturday.
You might need that bread though. But with that being said,
it's Saturday. Fuck that.
So with that being said, which one do you think is more realistic to, to actually get done? Because I think this all started with President 45. Like, he jumped out the window with what he wanted. And I think people was always scared to talk that big money. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody was talking about giving black people their 40 acres and a mule. Nobody wanted to talk about free health care. Nobody wanted to talk about nothing that these candidates are talking about until President 45 said he wants to build the wall. He wants to do this. And everybody thought he was crazy, but he won.
I think that the one that I like the most, that sounds the most realistic to me, is the Bernie Sanders $15 an hour for minimum wage and free healthcare. We've seen free healthcare before.
It's been done.
We've seen that, so we know that it's a possibility. I don't know where the hell this money is coming from or who's spending it, but for the minimum wage to go up 15 and healthcare to be free, that sounds like a lot of pushing, a lot of something's going to be not fulfilled. Like there might be something else is going to lack. Yes, son, I see. Okay, pretzels. Yeah. So it's something. It might leave a void somewhere else, but I just feel like that's the best thing for the people. Like in order for the people to get what they need, just the basics to be able to survive, just to be able to have a decent life somewhat. $15 an hour and free healthcare. Cool.
My thing is with the raise of the minimum wage. It's just like when you raise it across the boards, that kind of, don't get me wrong. Like these owners, like these CEOs, these people in charge have billions of dollars. They can afford it. They'll just make it seem like they can't afford it.
Right.
Because we're just talking about, let's say me and you got minimum wage jobs. Okay, you go up to $15. That ain't nothing. But when you got to pay everybody,
right,
that bread goes up.
Right.
So,
now if you work for a particular business, it's inflation and everything, basically. So if minimum wage goes up, then if the owner has to pay more to his employees, he's probably going to raise the charges up for whatever business it is. So now the customers or the consumers got to pay more.
Then what is the purpose of raising minimum wage?
I don't know.
Just to say I make $15, now everything is triple.
Now, I don't think it's just for the purpose of people to say that they make $15, but just for people to be able to have a certain income level that grants them a certain type of life. Like I don't think you.
How?
I don't know, but I know it's just better than the $8 an hour. That's all the fuck I know.
It sounds better than $8, but when the minimum wage goes to $15 and everything is like triple expensive, you still won't be able to afford nothing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because everything's gonna go up across the board, so that's just what it is.
So but you going with Bernie Sanders as the lead candidate?
Yeah.
Joe Biden, I haven't heard about what he's really trying to promise the American people, but do you think he just gets a boost just because he's the former vice president of the United States?
Yeah, I think he was a popular person amongst the people during Obama's presidency with, with everything that was going on and how they ran that administration. So I think he gets an extra nod because of that. Like I heard a lot of people like Biden. You know what I'm saying? They liked him as a vice president. So I heard his name being tossed around a lot when Obama's second term was coming to an end and people were speculating who would, announce their names for presidency or whatever. I heard it would be him then, but I guess after all this bullshit with 45, niggas is like, fuck that. I might as well as well just fuck it.
Because now you can just throw anything out. Listen, I'm going to give all y'all.
Listen, I was a POW, okay? All right? I actually went over there to where this motherfucker tried to send people. He don't know shit about it. I do. I was a POW. Did I tell you that?
Joe Biden, here go your pitch. We now have to work 30-hour weeks to make our 40-hour salary.
Oh, man.
I want to work less.
I'm
promising American people, I'm going to run for president.
I'm going to up the pay and decrease the amount of hours that it takes for you to make your yearly salary in a week.
Do you want to know why you do that? The less people feel like they have to do, the happier the people are. And I would be a president of the people. I want the people happy. Work less, make the same amount.
Live more.
And you're going to live more. You're going to live longer. You're going to be happier. More vacation time. More time for you.
Right.
Like, for me and my job, depending on what the season is, when I go into work, it's dark.
Right.
When I leave work, it's dark.
Right.
And then you really got 3 hours to get yourself together because then come 8 o'clock, you want to wind down.
Right. And then next thing you know, you look up, it's 10 o'clock. You're like, fuck. I got to get up at 5.
I got to get up at 5.
Right.
So I'm looking at it like that. For those of us with long work hours or long commute hours, and you did your time, and you only have 2 to 3 hours to yourself, really, depending on if you have kids, depending on if you have anything planned after work, and by the time you sit down, you got to get ready for work the next day.
How did the structure of the 9 to 5 become to what it is? How did they get there?
Man, I think they just tried to keep slavery around as long as they could, even though they pay people, even though everybody gets paid. But you're right. Like, how do you take how did you come up with 40 hours out of somebody's entire work week?
It's the full time. But it's like I might be wrong. What is it? 168 hours in a week, some shit like that.
Okay,
40 of them.
I wasn't ready for that math.
And 40 of them go to work.
I was looking at it like this: 24 hours in a day. You should get 8 hours of sleep. Then they want you to work 8 hours.
You got 8 hours to yourself.
You
got 8 hours to yourself. 8 times 3 is 24.
So where does that time go?
You got 8 hours to sleep, 8 hours to work, and 8 hours to do whatever it is that you do when you're not working or sleeping.
Okay. Some of them hours go into preparing.
Traveling, commuting.
You can't just wake up and be like, well, I'm at work. Now, you got to use, depending on who you are, what you got going on, an hour or two to actually get ready for that work.
Right.
So now, you had 8 hours. Now you got 6 hours. So, like I said, by the time you get off, you got 3 to 4 hours to, if that.
Mm-hmm.
If that. So, and then a 7 day week, you got to work 5 of those.
Right.
If not 30, I would say 30, not less hours a day. I would do less days a week. So everybody would get at least a 4-day weekend.
I like the sound. At least I would say at least a 3-day weekend. I think Friday should be
3-day. My bad. I don't know where I get the 4.
I don't know what the fuck you talk about.
At least a 3-day weekend. If I was to run for president, that would be my thing. 30-hour weeks, 3-day weekend guaranteed. But you know how we do. We'll get 3 hours
off Thursday too,
right.
nigga.
You know how we do.
Thursday, motherfucker. I'm out.
You give people 3-day weekends. You know what? Why we got to come in?
Why we got to come in on Thursday?
Why we got to come in on Thursday? Look how nice it is outside. Man, it's 80 degrees. I got to go to work. Ain't nobody never going to be happy. I ain't going to lie to you.
Niggas ain't going to be happy. Because, all right, you know what? If I was to run for president, my going pitch, what would be my going pitch? My going pitch, you know what be my going pitch?
What?
Free fucking healthcare and daycare. God damn it. That'd be my pitch. Healthcare and daycare.
But see, you would only be talking to a certain demographic because there's some people who actually, like, there's a lot of stay-home parents. It might affect us, like the urban community, not all black people, but it's the urban community because daycare is...
There's some white people out there who can use free daycare.
But there are some
Indian kids too.
People who stay home with the
Chinese kids. But if they got free daycare, now you ain't got to stay home.
I don't know.
You can do whatever you want.
It could be a religion thing, or it could just be I don't trust my child at daycare. Just because it's free, don't mean I want my kid to go.
You know what? All right, cool. It'll be a daycare based on whatever race or religion you are. How about that?
Oh shit! Explain that. Explain that.
All right, you have a fucking Hindu daycare, fucking Chinese daycare.
Oh, so now you separating everybody.
Hey, that's what they're going to do anyway. You just said it yourself. Well, I'm not comfortable because we're this religion and we don't. First of all, that's dumb anyway because when if your kid's going to go to public school, you can throw all that shit out the window anyway because you're going to be in a mix with a whole bunch of diversity.
I mean, but it's the age, though. A lot of people don't want their kid in a daycare at a certain age, though. Like, some people don't want their child in daycare before they can talk because they don't know.
Yeah, I ain't want that either. But yeah, okay, it'll be an age limit then. What the fuck you want? That's what I'm giving you. God damn it. 2020.
Listen, man, whatever the fuck you want, man.
Yeah, man, shit. Just give it to him. God damn. Am I president or not? What the fuck? Now you're pushing my buttons. Now, come on. I'm trying to get you motherfuckers everything that I can. Don't take advantage.
Mm-hmm. All right. You know, I mean, if I was to run for president,
free healthcare, daycare.
If I was to run for president, 30-hour weeks. And you know what? Let's do a little poll. Who would you vote for president?
Ooh.
Who would you vote for president? Let's do it. Hey, this reminds me of that Will Smith movie coming out. The Gemini Man.
Gemini Man, yeah.
Who would you vote for?
Who would you vote for? This Gemini Man or that Gemini Man?
Or this Gemini Man. Mine is 30-hour weeks, 3-day weekends guaranteed. Fresco is free healthcare, free daycare.
And you still got to work your 40 hours. And imagine the money that you're spending now on healthcare and daycare. And you'll still work your 40 hours and get the healthcare and daycare for free.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bread. That's a lot of bread.
Vote for me. Vote for Pedro. Vote for Pedro.
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah, vote for Pedro. God damn it.
Let me make sure I got my stuff right. Oh, shit. Wrong one.
Wrong one, nigga.
Oops. But anyway, I wanted to speak on another little topic that I seen you post on social media, and I don't know how far we can go into this. Me? Yeah, you posted it. You said, women during pregnancy, how often do you consider your partner's feelings?
Mm-hmm. I got cursed the fuck out.
You did. But what are we thinking? Like, because I know some guys, some men, that's the first thing we think about. Like, we want to be happy that we are expecting a child. Mm-hmm. We go, oh, shit. Shit's about to get crazy.
This bitch is pregnant.
Yeah, she pregnant and shit's about to get ugly.
Yeah. Bubba Sparks.
What's realistic for us is what I'm saying. What's realistic? We would want peace for the entire 9 months, but the way the emotions and hormones are set up, it don't work that way for everybody. I'm saying everybody because not everybody's the same. Not everybody's pregnancy is a roller coaster ride. Not everybody's unhappy during their pregnancy.
Right.
For those that are, how do we survive these 9 months realistically? So what were you thinking when you wrote it? Like, what do you think should happen?
I was just coming from a place of, like, we all know that it's about the woman at this point, right?
Indeed.
What she's going through. It's a human being growing inside of her. She's experiencing all these hormonal and emotional changes, and it's got her all over the place as far as the way that she behaves. We get that. I super get that. I think every man with a decent amount of sense in his brain understands that. But what I'm saying is, while you're dealing with all of that, he's dealing with all of that. You know what I'm saying? So it comes a point in time where, when do you go to him and say, yo, are you good? Like, is everything okay with you? Like, do you check on his mental well-being? How the fuck you gonna tell me during this 9 months of pregnancy, the way he feels or his mental state of emotions or whatever don't matter at all? Through 9 months, you're not gonna ask this man how he feels not one time? I'm getting all these answers like, did I ask him to come and meet? Bitch, you probably did.
Oh, my God.
Bitch, you probably did. Because that's how most niggas get caught. Coming, baby. And niggas ain't smart enough to say no. So, fuck it. You just fall right in.
In that moment?
Yeah. Yeah. And then the bitch going to get mad at shit. Well, I ain't really mean it. Well, bitch, you shouldn't have really said it. Like, come on, man. But it's just, like, it's understood as men with common sense what women got going on while they're experiencing pregnancies. You know what I'm saying? It's just also, like, what's the other side of this coin? Like, if I'm supposed to be holding down you while you taking care of the baby and getting ready for this birth, and while we both get ready for parenthood, like, if you're never checking on me, like, what really do I feel like I matter? Like, how do I feel like I matter outside of just providing?
I do see what you're saying, because like you said, when you first started talking, like, when the woman becomes pregnant, it becomes, okay, this is all about you time. And I think that that's a terrible way for people to think, because just like we started with this episode, is you have to make time for you always. Like, no matter what you got going on, I don't care if there's a new birth, there's a new anything, a new anything. You have to make time for you. And I think that sometimes men will just be like, well, she's pregnant now, so I got to deal with something for 9 months.
Fuck that.
And that's like throwing in a towel on your own happiness.
Right.
But this isn't for everybody, though. So this is not saying your girl going to get pregnant and your life is going to be miserable. No, I'm not saying that. But for people,
there's a chance.
There's a chance. Because you'll have some who say, well, I can't control my emotion, my hormones.
Right. And I can't control my feet going out the door.
Yeah.
I can't take it, yo. Like,
do you think that it look abandoning your family, or do you look weak if you can't handle being around a pregnant woman for 9 months?
I mean, I guess it depends on the.
Because you know what they'll say. You know what they'll say. The contractions, the pain, the hunger.
Yeah.
We as men have nothing going on, really.
Right.
So the least we can do is put up with their BS while they physically go through changes.
But what type of BS though? That's way too vague. You know what I'm saying? Like, like when we just put up with my BS. So what is your BS? And that varies from woman to woman, I suppose. But that's a wide array of what actions that can be taking place.
I think they do it on purpose because we aren't the ones going through it. And if you actually watch what they say, they would love for us to feel what it's like to be pregnant.
No.
So because that we don't and we won't, it's just like, I'm going to get on your nerves because I'm pissed. It's just like, fam, I personally didn't do nothing.
No, no, I'm not with that. I'm
just emotional right now. Okay, I just got here. Like, what do you want from me?
I just been at work all fucking day. I just came home. I just want to get a little bit of quiet. First thing you do, hit me with a list of demands. Listen to me. Give me like an hour, all right? At least be conscious enough to be aware of my mental state of things. That's it. That's like, just be aware of how I'm feeling and how your behavior is affecting whoever you're with as well. It's not all about you. Not 100%. Despite what the pregnancy fucking fairy godmother might have told y'all asses, it's not 100% about y'all. If it's a family that's being forced here, then there are multiple people involved with what's going on with the raising of this family. Like, you just can't tell me you can act however you want because you're pregnant. I understand it's a lot, but at some point it's like, all right, like when does his feelings come into play?
That's crazy that you mentioned that about like give me an hour when I walk in, because somebody else said that to me, like, yo, as soon as you come home, you shouldn't just be on some da-da-da-da-da. Like, even though I'm not pregnant, even though I'm not going through physical changes like that, I still just came from work. 8 to 10 hour shift, regardless of what it is.
Right.
I need time to unwind. So I might come in, give you a little dry, hey, what's up? And go down. Or
I might not come straight home.
Either way, give me time. Like, and that's the thing, though. My unwinding doesn't have to come from you.
No.
I might want to hit a bar. I might want to go hang out with the friends. My first 60 minutes off of work, or whatever I choose to, whatever I do to unwind is on me.
Exactly.
I just think that, okay, you got to go straight home and then jump into your woman's arms. It's like, that's not guaranteed. So just like, I'm glad you said that. Like, give me 6. Some people need that. Not everybody needs that. Once again, this is not for everybody. Mm-hmm. Some people want to go home to their old lady.
Directly home. Yeah.
Directly home because they miss them.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Some people want to go directly home to their children because they miss them. I get that. Men also have that bond with their children to where, they miss their children. Like, it used to just be looked at as a woman thing where they have a bond with their children where, okay, I'm away from my child too long. I need to see them. Mm-hmm. Women used to say that. You didn't really hear men say that. Mm-hmm. I think that men today, we miss our kids as soon as they go away to school, or if you have a custody battle and it's not your time to have your child, you missing that child. I don't know if the men before us missed us. We don't know.
Right.
They sort of act like they didn't miss us.
I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that.
But
love.
The fathers today, we miss our children, the day of they dip. Even though we got to be strong and be like, okay, listen, it's not my time. It's your mother's time or whatever.
I'm still calling.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone. Call me.
So it's just a different energy, definitely with the fathers. But like you said, back to what we were saying, if you need space before you actually talk to your lady or to your man, I think you should take that. Now, how they take that will determine whether or not this is the move you need to make.
Right.
Because I'm not doing nothing wrong.
Right.
I just want to.
I'm not doing nothing wrong. I just want to go and hang out at the bar with the fellas before I come home and listen to you go ham on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even got to be on. It ain't necessarily got to be on me in general. You could just be wanting to talk about your day. But I just was at work all day listening to everybody talk to me about what I need to do and what needs to get done, this, that, and the third. And you come home to basically the same type of environment with your girl talking at you about what needs to get done, this, that, and the third. It's like, it's a little exhausting, man. Mentally exhausting. Niggas need breaks too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, just like we were saying, is it weak for a man to walk out on a pregnant woman while she's pregnant because he can't take it no more? I mean, to each his own, I guess, because we just don't know what people are dealing with mentally, right? And like what you can actually take. And some of that stuff just be wild abuse just because I'm going through something and you're not. Like, oh, you're not pregnant and you're happy all the time. I'm not. So, I'm taking it out on you. And I don't think that's fair. So if your lady is sabotaging your happiness on purpose,
that's not cool.
You got options.
Yeah. And you make your options known. You got to make known how you feel in that situation.
Yeah, you got options.
That's just not cool, man. And that's one of the fucked up dynamics that happens when people get pregnant and they find themselves in these situations. Also, it'll be a lot easier if people actually knew, you know what I'm saying, who they were with prior to the conception of the child. That can help a lot. Communication helps with that. But, shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The moment it gets hot, you start sweating. Shit happens. But when it does happen, I do believe that the two individuals involved have a small obligation to one another to communicate intentions of going forward clearly. And a lot of people just try to control the other person. Well, I want this and this is going to happen, but no, I don't want that. How you just going to force it? And if this is it's always a 50-50 thing until a motherfucker talk about what they want to happen. Yeah. So if you was just going to tell me what it was going to be without my input, why the fuck you even ask me?
Right.
Why you even ask me?
Why am I here? Why you can't control another person. I'm just not a fan of that. I think sometimes we people, and I'm just saying we because I'm not talking about anybody in general, but overall I think that people I'm trying to figure out the word.
Fuck shit up.
They assume.
Okay.
They assume how things should be without even discussing anything with you.
Right.
So then when they talk to you and you're like, nah, I'm not doing that, it blows they shit up because they like, wait a minute.
This was my plan.
My plan works. If we go do things my way,
right?
You like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
Simple and plain. I think that a lot of that stuff is missing in today's relationship, today's friendships. I don't want to do that.
You know what's funny?
And it be respected.
Right. It's just funny, man. A lot of people do a lot of things based on what they seen before, or like society's terms, or they go by quote unquote tradition. Like it's this whole thing with women proposing to men that's popping up on social media now, and everybody's putting their input in it or whatever. And it's like, yo, what you ask a woman, would you get married? Would you propose to your man? No, I'm traditional. Bitch, when the last time you been to church? You ain't no goddamn tradition.
Right. We're all over the place, but what we want.
Right.
It works for you if it works for you. I think you got to know your man. If you think he'll accept that.
Also, I think you got to. I think it's even bigger than that. I think it's. I don't think people date who is meant for them, but rather who they like. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's. I find a lot of people not with who they're compatible with, but who they just like. You know what I'm saying?
Now you've mentioned that you don't believe in the Zodiacs, right? So how do you know who you're compatible with? Like if somebody says a Gemini and a
well, see, I wouldn't put it like that. I wouldn't say a Gemini.
So what are you compatible with?
I just the energy between the two people, the personalities, the interests, the likes and dislikes, just shit that you got going on. Yes. I wouldn't really accredit that the Zodiac sign. I would accredit it to whatever sparked that energy there.
That's tough because when you meet somebody, it's always going to be like sparks flying. I think the Zodiac sign plays a part when, you know what I mean, like the honeymoon phase is over and you start to see how they move. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, you being a Gemini, you being emotional, and you speaking your mind. I don't know. A certain sign might not be able to deal with that energy. Then another sign might be like, I welcome your conversation because I know how to absorb it. I know how to take it. I know how to talk to you.
I would just accredit. I think I can find a person, and so if I'm talking to a person from a particular Zodiac sign who doesn't heed my word well, I think there's another person within that Zodiac sign that might. And then on the flip side, I feel like if it's a person in another Zodiac sign that does hear me and communicate well with me on a particular level, there might be another person from that Zodiac sign that might not.
For example, one Zodiac sign that popped in my head is a Cancer. Wild emotional, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know me. Don't deal with emotion.
Right.
I would automatically say I cannot deal with a Cancer. I will put that out there. Why? Mm-hmm. Because you are who you are.
Right.
And when you become emotional.
But everybody gets emotional. It's all about the way you express it.
We all actually have all similar traits.
Right.
I do believe that. They'll be like, yo,
you Gemini's is two-faced. So, bitch, you act the same when you happy as when you mad?
Right.
Fuck is you talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But we're known for flipping Like just we're known for having bad days just because. That's our thing. We're known for that. Our Monday and Tuesday are just never the same. Like you can be positive on Monday, come Friday you're struggling to smile because that's just who we are. Like we just.
I feel like that's a little bit of everybody, man.
Some people might be chipper. Some people can be chipper all week. I just think that
stay the fuck away from me.
Like something's really wrong with you if you happy.
You still happy?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But once again, that reminds me of the Will Smith movie, The Gemini Man. Like Gemini does have that stigma where you are who you are, you fighting with yourself, and we just might have that stamp on us. Like a Cancer is very emotional. A Taurus is really like hard-headed. Like we have a brother named Dean. Like does he not represent Taurus? I guess if there was be a poster boy for it, it would be him. Like he has no Gemini traits. He's a real Taurus. So I would just say for being compatible, if you are into that, I think that regardless of what somebody looks like, look at their sign or look at their personality and see if this is something you can go forward with.
Right.
I think a lot of times we do look at somebody and be like, yo, she is bad.
She bad. Damn.
She is
I'm going to say yes to her 100 times just because she look good.
And then you get to know him. You're like, oh my God.
Bitch, you ain't worthy of this yes man shit I got going on.
But then you think, if you mature, you like, somebody will like this though. Somebody would appreciate somebody like you, but not me. Can't do it. So, yeah. So to find who you're compatible with, it's tough. I get it. But
it's like you got to waste that energy on like 2 or 3 bad bitches before you realize, you know what? You bad bitches really ain't shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get me this regular girl that been living around the corner the whole fucking time.
Regular. I just got an update on my phone. Man. The Celtics beat the Bucks. Okay.
Shout out to the Celtics, man.
Yeah, man.
I got the Celtics in 7 in this series.
Yeah, the Bucks is their first
Same
loss.
as last year.
Oh, it's pretty, all right, it's crazy. The Bucks look unbeatable. Yeah. And even though it's only one game.
Playing the fucking Pistons.
I know.
What the fuck? Fucking Detroit.
Yo, I got my buttons all mixed up. Let me see if this button works this time. Wrong again. So we about to get into the Fresher fiasco. Like normally I have my buttons highlighted or updated with my MacBook out, but I don't have the MacBook out to tell me which buttons are what. So with that being said, man, we're gonna get into the Fresher fiasco. And I only got 2 this week.
Okay.
Fresher fiasco. Lil Nas X is thinking about changing his name in honor of the legendary rapper Nas. Fresher fiasco. You know what? I got 3, but yeah.
No, wait. So say that again. He's thinking about doing what?
He's thinking about changing his name in honor of the legendary rapper Nas.
Fiasco. Be who you are, bro. You changing your name for people. And if you was going to change your name, you should have changed it before you had a fucking #1 record.
I think that song he had was like an accident, like a little parody type of song.
Probably.
Who knew it was going to go #1?
Probably. You know what I'm saying? But shit, fuck it. But now you on. Don't switch it up now. Like, this is who you are now. And you just got popular like fucking 7 days ago. You ain't that popular where you can change your name and then niggas gonna know you for your new name now. Nigga, let your name become a household name. You know what I'm saying? And then try to reinvent yourself. You can't reinvent yourself as soon as you hit the goddamn scene.
I'm gonna go fresh, man. I just Googled this man's real name. Montero Lamar Hill. It's nothing to do with Nas at all. Like
Montero Lamar
Hill. Nas' real name is Nasir, so I get that. Why is your name Lil Nas? So if you first, I'm gonna go fresh, change it. But at the same time, even though he's like Lil Nas X, I think this does shine light on Nas too for the younger generation. Because now my name, Nas is a unique name. It's a one of a kind name. Nobody has that name nowhere as far as in the mainstream similar to it. So when people does say Lil Nas X, you're gonna think of Nas, depending on who you are. Oh,
that's true.
So
that's true.
In a way, it kind of helps Lil Nas X because we like for the younger generation to pay homage to the older generation, and it'll, help the younger generation learn who Nas is. Because if you Google Nas X, Nas will pop up too.
Let me ask you something. Does your nickname have anything to do with your real name?
My nickname isn't that unique though. Flawless is.
But is it connected to your actual birth name at all?
It's not. But we're talking about Nas. Nas.
I'm just saying.
Only one Nas.
I'm just saying. But if it wasn't for that particular Nas, then We wouldn't be paying attention to the fact that his name actually isn't Nas at all.
So think about this. If it wasn't for the original Nas, he wouldn't be Nas. There would be no nickname of nobody named Nas.
I'm just saying that I don't know a lot of people who what they like to be called is connected to the actual name in any way possible. Period.
Man, but we're talking about Nas, not him. We're talking about a word. We're talking about a name. There would be no Nas if Nasir didn't shorten his name to Nas. It is a name that nobody has.
Right.
That's like, I'm going to go Wu-Tang, RZA, original. So when niggas come out, smoke DZA, like, yo, fam, there's no way you would have came up with that if RZA didn't have RZA. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can have your nickname. I know damn well that nigga wouldn't have been Smoke DZA if it wasn't for RZA.
DZA.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Smoke DZA. Don't tell me, I was Smoke DZA before RZA. Nah.
It could have been.
That's like matter of fact, a better example, SZA, the R&B singer.
Yeah.
She said she got her name from RZA.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So don't give me these izzas.
It ain't nothing wrong with that, though. I'm going to say Fresh. I mean, Fiasco, because you just got here, my nigga. Let the people soak in who you are, pause a little more familiar before you start jumping around changing your name.
Yeah, I'll be honest. You can't change your name now.
No, you can't change.
You got it wrong with
it. You made your name. You made your number one hit under this name. This is you now.
We're fickle like that. Like we'll continue to look for Lil Nas X. Like don't change your name, fam. That's like Puff Daddy. My name is Love now. Nah, you're Puff.
What?
My name is Brother Love. No, you're Puff.
He said his name was Brother Love.
Yeah, a while ago he was trying to change his name. He was trying to do about
Mick Foley do Love.
Don't call me Puff no more. Call me Brother Love. No, you're Diddy.
Why you calling you no fucking Brother Love?
There it go.
Brother Love.
Fresher Fiasco. Dress code for parents when coming up to the school. I can't remember what school did this, but there's a photo of a mother going up to the school with her night shirt on. I won't call it a nightgown. You know where the women wear those long shirts with the thing, and she had a bonnet on her head. I think that's what they call it, bonnet, whatever it is.
Bonnet, yeah.
Flip house shoes, and she went up to the school to either check her child out or transfer, whatever. But they didn't like it. Just to give you a backstory. So now parents have a dress code. Fresher Fiasco.
Absolutely fresh. 100% fresh. I don't even like when people come out the house in their pajamas and they shit like that to go to the corner store. Like, you look disgusting. Yeah. You look filthy. I'm going to just keep it 100. You look so dirty. It's not cool. And not only that, you going to go to the school like that? Your child's school? This is a place where you're supposed to set examples. Like, the fuck is you wasting? What the kid probably looking at you like, well, if you can come to school like this, fuck am I wasting my time for getting dressed in the morning? You know what I'm saying? I want to go to school in my PJs too. Fuck it.
That does set an example. Like, okay, I'm just going to the store. Let me throw something on, and we've all done that. But even though you know you're only going to be in the school for 5 minutes, still
people can see you.
Yeah, I'm going to go fresh that they have a dress code for parents. I mean, come dress, man. Like,
and then people judge you, and people judge your kid off that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want there go that girl with the dirty ass mom. Like,
or you come up there in your PJs, you probably ain't got no drawers on.
Right.
Butt cheeks like depends
titties
on
bouncing all on
no
and the
bra,
principal face and shit.
No bra. Now you're cold. Now you
not the kids and
your kids in your school.
Right.
Daydreaming about
that's your mama here with them titties? Who mama's that here with them titties? You know kids ruthless as fuck.
Yeah.
Damn, that's your mom titties? Like, no, like, come on, man. Like, nah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
So we gonna go
your kids
fresh across the board, man.
Fresh across the board for the motherfucking teachers,
absolutely.
The parents dress code for school.
Now I said I had two, but I just thought of one. We definitely got to talk about this, man. Fresher Fiasco. Jay-Z brings Nas, Cameron, and Jim Jones on stage at his B-side show at Webster Hall. Fresher Fiasco,
man. Everything about that performance was absolutely fresh. Absolutely fresh, man. When I heard about the B-side concerts, I completely skipped over who possible guest appearances could have been. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking about all the hits that he had aside from singles and radio cuts that didn't get the attention it deserves. So for a B-side concert to be thrown with Hove and the heavy hitters with the issues that went on and the records that was made, and some of them records never really got the popularity deserved because of the issues behind the songs or whatever, or the artists on the songs. for them niggas to be on stage performing those songs, it's epic as hell. Completely epic and dope, man. Shout out to Hov, man. He really a force out here, dog.
I'm gonna go fresh, but I'm also say fiasco for the simple fact is I hate the fact that cause we're gonna say Jim Jones because he's part of Dipset, but 4 of the biggest names in New York at a time couldn't come together in their prime, really. Even though Dipset Cameron was on Rockefeller, that kind of like helped destroy Rockefeller. Mm-hmm. And when Nas was in his prime, him and Jay just, you couldn't see them on a track together. Cameron, Nas, Jim Jones, Nas. All 4 of these guys hated each other. Cameron, Jim Jones. Cameron, Jay-Z. Jay-Z, Jim Jones. Nas, Jay-Z, Nas, Cameron, Nas, Jim Jones. Yeah. All 4 of these old heads, now with a face full of gray hair, old dudes now want to get together and do a show together, which I think is fresh. But people, for you, we will get no music out of this.
Yeah, I mean, everybody chose their own path, man. I'm cool with that. Like, everybody had a problem with whoever it was at the time, and however it went. I guess you could say it divided New York's hip hop scene. But whoever survived was meant to survive. Whoever didn't just didn't. Like,
I just be looking at how the West Coast move, how the South move. It's just when it comes to New York, then you got to think about it. Not only these 4, but then 50 came. What did he do?
He blew everybody.
He blew just
pissed on everybody.
Right. So I ain't gonna waste too much time on that. It is what it is. I'm gonna go fresh. I love it. Cam and Jay-Z. There's no more rap money to get, so they're not in competition no more.
Right.
I'm not in competition with y'all no more.
Right. So ain't no point. Fuck this meaningless shit.
It don't mean nothing.
It happened, and on top of that, it was always like 20 years ago.
All the money that we're making now, it has nothing to do with rap. We now investors. We now have businesses, so we can rap on stage all we want because the money is coming from somewhere else. So I'm gonna go fresh.
Jim Jones been signed to Rock Nation a little while ago anyway. Right. So,
but we ain't see Cam.
We ain't see Cam up there.
We see Cam and Jay.
Right.
We knew Jay and Nas was cool, but we still ain't never see that Cam Jay-Z performance.
There it was.
So you got the fuck is you doing?
Nah, not this week, man.
All right.
Not this week. No fuck is you doing. I thought I might have had one prepared, but I didn't get all the information required to bury this person. Well, no, excuse me, not bury. Ask this person what the fuck is they doing properly. So I got y'all covered next week. That's my word.
Now, before we get out of here, I definitely want to let y'all know that you too can wear a pair of sneakers for episode 150.
It's coming up.
What we've been doing is those who subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave comments under the episode gets added in. And for those who subscribe to the Apple podcast and leave us a review, you get added in. I have a list. I'm going to start reading off names next week to let you guys know who's in so far. So if you want to wear a pair of sneakers for the episode 150, free pair, all you got to do is subscribe on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review, or subscribe to us on YouTube and leave us a comment under our latest episode, and you will be in. Also, if you are subscribing and doing all of this under an alias, you got to let me know your real name, fam. I got to know who you are, man.
You got to know you, motherfucker.
You can't be like, yo, I'm in and your name is like Lazy Legs or something. I don't know who that is. You got to let me know who you are.
Also, for those who are deep into the culture of Thrones, the battle for Winterfell is tonight, and it's going to be the longest episode in Game of Thrones history and the biggest fight scene in TV and cinema history. Bound to be an epic show of proportions. A lot is on the line. The White Walkers have made it to Winterfell. We waited 2 years for this. It's going down. Holla at your boy. I'm going to be live tweeting tonight while it's on. Y'all ain't going to hear this till tomorrow, but still.
I was just about to say, this episode drops on Monday.
Yeah, but still, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to let niggas know I'm going to be live tweeting while it's on. It's going to be hot. Holla at your boy, man. Game of Thrones, episode 3, season 8, episode 3, Battle for Winterfell. Nigga, you been watching, nigga?
Yeah.
Oh, all
right. Your last week was crazy.
Last week was so dope.
It was dope because, like, they just
you can feel the death coming.
Right. They just sitting there waiting to die.
Basically.
People was waiting for action, but I'm sitting there just like, yo.
Imagine if you was yourself. Imagine that was you in those last moments. Like,
I could not imagine.
They talking about some.
There.
Let's go some sleep. I ain't going no goddamn sleep.
Fam.
You talking about some army of 100,000 dead niggas is like 40 minutes away. Like,
I'm just sitting there like, yo, I could never.
Daenerys gonna do something crazy. I feel like she gonna kind of. I've been reading a whole bunch of prophecies and theories and shit like that on YouTube, and I've been like diving real deep into this shit. I feel like I can host my own YouTube page in regards to this shit. I was suggested to do so earlier, and I was like, nah.
Hey, well, don't block your blessings, man. Listen, but if you passionate about Game of Thrones, man, you can start
Game of Thrones.
Yo, you can have your own podcast based off of it. You can have your own YouTube channel based off of it. Like yo, whatever you passionate about, and you can make
Pod Express. Pod Express, Thrones Pod Express. I'm gonna record every episode in a black cloak and a plastic sword. Bitch.
This was episode 134.
At Podcast Brothers, episode 134. Holla at your boys.
Peace out.